In the movie Groundhog Day, there's a cynical TV weatherman named Phil Connors. Phil, he goes to a small town to report on the annual Groundhog Day festival. After the broadcasts, something strange is going to happen. Because when he wakes up the next day, it's the same day again. That's the whole thing. No matter what he does, the day resets. In the beginning, of course, he feels like, hey, that's freedom. I can do whatever I want. But then gradually it turns into a prison. And it continues until the only thing that can change is Phil himself. So Phil, being this sarcastic, slightly arrogant TV weatherman, he believes, he doesn't even believe it, he knows it's this thing he has in himself. He is smarter and better looking than everyone around him. And clearly thinks that this small town is beneath him. Just say it like that. So the travel where he goes is called Bonsutoni, to report on this Groundhog Day festival. It's a cheerful, quirky celebration where people gather early in the morning to see if a groundhog predict whether winter will continue. And when you see the movie, you will see that Phil, he mocks the town, he mocks the tradition, he mocks the people. And after finishing the broadcast, so happens that a snowstorm traps Phil in that very lovely town overnight. The next morning, when Phil wakes up in his little small bed and breakfast, it's to the sound of a cheesy radio song, I Got You, Babe. Same day, same morning, same festival. It's like totally déjà vu all over. But there's a strange thing to this. No one else notices. It's only Phil who sees it. It's only for him. For all the others, it's a new day. It's the same conversations he had yesterday. It's the same people that say the same lines. The same events unfold exactly the same way. Next day, it starts all over again. Same morning, same song, same February 2nd. Then Phil starts to realize something terrifying. For him, time is stuck. It's like, the watch stopped there, the date, the calendar. Every morning resets. Nothing carries over from yesterday except that he remembers it. At first, cool, man. Nothing what I do. It's like unlimited freedom. He can eat whatever he wants. He can manipulate people because he knows what they are going to say to him. He steals money. He starts, this downward spiral of being even stupider than he was already. He drives recklessly, and he acts without consequences because he knows what's going to happen. He knows the script, the storyline. Why not? Tomorrow it's going to reset everything for him, right? But, if you live like that, after a while things becomes a joke. And the joke will fade for you. Pleasure becomes boring. Repetition, same thing as yesterday, becomes exhausting. Then when you know exactly what's going to happen every day, day in and day out, meaning disappears in your life. So now he's trying to break the loop in every possible way. Doesn't work. The day always restarts, like yesterday, like many days before yesterday. Naturally, I think you can imagine this, Phil hits a very dark phase. He feels trapped in this like cosmic prison, nothing he does changes the outcome. I mean, imagine the frustration. You try to break the mold, you're stuck in like the hamster wheel. You can't get out of it. But then something subtle starts to shift, because if you recall, I told you he remembers what happens. So he gradually moves into another strategy. Instead of escaping the day, he's like, maybe I can improve it. He begins slowly. He actually decided, I want to learn the piano, because he remembers what happened, and he knows the schedule of the day, so he can just adapt to it, right? He memorizes the lives of the people in town. He sees what they do and he follows them. He sees who needs help. He starts realizing and noticing who is lonely, who needs to be like kind of saved from what they're in. Eventually he becomes kinder, skilled, compassionate, and the Phil who we got to know as an arrogant reporter slowly transforms into someone people genuinely admire. Like, he becomes kind of a nice person, which of course is admirable. But then one morning, now he have everything figured out. One morning he wakes up, song plays, same song, I Got You, Babe. But there's something different. It's now February 3rd. Remember, it was February 2nd. The loop is gone, like the hamster wheel broke, the mold broke. It wasn't because Phil solved the puzzle. It was because he became someone new. And this is very important, and we're going to evolve a little on that. You see, the brilliance of this story, it's quite clever written, is that nothing outside of him changes. The town stays the same. The radio stays the same in the morning with the music. The people is the same. The day and the events and this fantastic Groundhog Day festival is the same. There's only one variable. And I want you to follow me here, because this is what we are going to chase here. The only variable is Phil's inner evolution. And when we change that one, then reality changes with it. I mean, you can change reality. You can change the things. Most people believe that, and I have had the tendency years ago, but life taught me different, right? People often believe the problem is the environment. It's the job. It's my boss. It's my relationship. It's my spouse. It's my body. I was giving a fat body. I can't metabolize correctly, or I have heavy bones. That's why I'm 40 kilo overweight. I have all this pain, which obviously not has anything to do with my lifestyle. I'm not saying you're doing it wrong or right. That's not where I am. But we all know that it's never your fault. It's never my fault. It's the government. It's the bank. It's the house owner. It's everybody else's fault. And you can say whatever you want. You have been there. Everybody has. Because the thing is, it's so easy to point your finger at others. Just remember, right? There's 3 fingers pointing the wrong way, and one pointing upwards to whatever there is up there. And that's kind of objective to the real story. Upstairs doesn't care whether you think it's everybody else's fault. You have to take responsibility. So it sometimes is that life is just replaying the same lesson for you. It did also for me, and it still does, until we learn the lesson that the system can reorganize. You have the same pattern, you have the same reaction, you have the same result. Just a different calendar date. I mean, how many of us have said, Monday I start on a diet. January 1st I start going to gym. I go to gym for years, and we call them January tourists. And we are grateful. Thank you for coming in all the first 3 weeks of January with a great motivation, showing us exercises that for obvious safety reasons was never invented, and doing funny things on treadmills or wherever you try to spend calories that you are out eating when you come home. And yes, I am mocking you because it's your own fault. The thing is, you can't escape yourself. And you can't escape yourself by being motivated 3 weeks a year to go to the gym, and then next January, I'm gonna change my body. The thing is, many people that come in January, they look at us gym bros, and they are just crazy. They're doing all kinds of crazy shit to get these muscles and so on. Or could it be that we are there 12 months a year? Could it be that we try to regulate our calorie intake and our diet in general so we can feel good and perform better? Is that an option, you think? So we are grateful for you guys because you pay for our gym membership half the year. Thank you. You see, you can't escape yourself. At first, Phil, he tried everything: pleasure, manipulation, shortcuts. Nothing works. Same day, next day, the day resets, the day repeats, same conversations, everything the same. So the thing is, changing circumstances doesn't fix internal patterns. In Danish, I'm Danish, we say the dog moves with you. If you move to a different place, you're still gonna be an asshole if you were an asshole back then. Has nothing to do where you are. You know, there's this old story. A man he decides to move to another town, another place. We're talking about a very old story here. He comes to the city gate of another village. Outside the city gate sits an old wise man, together with a couple of his old friends, and they are discussing. So the young man comes to the city gate and said, "Hello, old man. I'm curious. How is the people in your village? How do they behave? How do they work with each other?" And the old man said, "Well, that's an interesting question, young man. May I ask you a question first, please?" "Yeah, of course, anything." "How was it in the village where you came from?" "Yeah, you know, they were not the nicest people. Many of them were selfish. It was all about what's in it for me. Some of them were a little deceiving. It was quite tough at times. So they were not the nicest people, to be honest." Said the old man. "I'm sorry to tell you, but I think you're gonna find quite the same people here. You know, there's assholes everywhere. But please, welcome. Join our city." Next day, not that it's the same day, but next day, another young man comes and walks up to the city gate, and he asked the same question to the old man. "Dear old man, may I ask you a question?" "Yes, of course," says the old man. "How is the people in your lovely little village here?" And the old man repeats the question. "Can I ask you a question, young man?" "Yes, of course, anything." "I'm interested. How was the people back in your village?" And he was like, "My village? Oh, I'm telling you, man, they were nice. They were cooperative. We shared as a community. We gathered the harvest for the winter so we could all be better during the hard times in winter. So we gathered from the summer all our produce. We tried to prepare. We helped each other during hard times. We would work together. We had monthly harvest feast and we had celebrations, and it was just, I kind of loved it. Had great friends and great family there. Oh, said the old man. So you want to know how our little village is? Yes, please. I think you're going to find it exactly like what you came from. Then the old friends of this old man, they're like, hey, buddy, when the young man left, yesterday you said to the other young man who came that our village was full of crooks and it was bad and there was so much. Yeah, the old man said, the elder. Because it's not about us, it's about him and the other guy. It's what you bring to us, we will be part of. So if you come with resentment, of course, how can we be only open? If you come with positive mind and open arms, how can we be resentful to you? So the lesson is, you cannot just change external factors and expect things to change for you. If the same problems follow you everywhere, what if the problem is when you look in the mirror, right? So pain patterns, which of course is my specialty, often repeat because the nervous system is replaying the same protective program over and over again. New location, of course it's the same pattern. The pain patterns often repeat because the nervous system is replaying the same protective program. You're living in the same place, you are not changing. If you're not changing, like Einstein said, stupidity is doing the same things over again and hope that things are changing, right? Repetition is actually the real teacher here. Phil, our lovely weatherman, relives same day hundreds of times. Over time, he begins mastering things. He learns the lesson. He learns to play piano. He starts to develop kindness and awareness, social awareness to the people around him. So when you start repeating those good things, those good deeds, then they can reveal who you are. If you are real deep down an asshole, you will still be an asshole. But if you have a genuine idea or in your core DNA that I want to be better, then you will be better. You see, growth doesn't come from like a dramatic session, like bing, and you're a better person, or magic pill, lost 20 kilos and look like a strong man. No, it's practice, endurance. It comes over time. Your body rewires through repetition. It's the small corrections repeated daily that changes your neurology. It's not the big changes. How long time does it take for you to have a very strong body if you start from a very, very bad position? We don't know. No one knows. But we know that if you keep doing small corrections and keep improving yourself and keep going to the gym 3, 4, 5 times a week, it will happen eventually. Let's say you go 5 times a week and you go 3 weeks. Will you see some changes? Something. Do you think you will see the same changes if you go to gym 15 hours one day? No. It's over time, repeated over time. It's the power of endurance. That's what it comes in. The body rewires through repetition. Small corrections repeated daily changes neurology. One adjustment once, like what I do, is a treatment. A repeated pattern is transformation. In bodybuilding, we say first you have motivation, then you have discipline, because motivation only lasts the first maximum 3 weeks of January, right? Then it becomes a discipline. I want this. When you're past that state, it's a lifestyle. Now you don't want to stop. now because yeah, I met some nice people there, and then 3 months in, because it's not in the beginning that you will see results. I promise you. It's not when you have lost the first 10 kilos that people notice, but that's where the hardest period is for you. And it's not when you start growing the first muscle tissue that you see. That's where you struggle the most. That's where you fight the hardest. It's an uphill battle. It will always be, but it's really uphill because you're fighting, you're struggling, you're trying to adapt to a new discipline and lifestyle. And then all of a sudden, a certain time of period in, people come to you and say, hey, you changed. You improved, man. You're doing great. Thank you. It increases your motivation. You go to the next level. Your discipline follows. Your lifestyle follows. You grow gradually, right? You see, the self-centered living, that feels empty. And it does. At first, Phil, he uses the time loop to indulge himself. I can do whatever I want. I can eat 10 burgers and 10 box of fries every day. Doesn't matter. This next day is the same day. But pleasure without purpose, that becomes hollow. It's like people say, yeah, I want a credit card with no limit. And I want to go to the hottest bars and the biggest discos all day long. I want to live in, I don't know, Ibiza or wherever, party town, right? Party island. But that's just pleasure without a purpose. I don't say it's wrong to go there on a holiday and have fun for a week and come back home carrying whatever you're carrying with you back home. But it's a hollow pleasure. You need purpose. So pleasure without purpose becomes hollow. You see, if you're living a life focused only on yourself, that life becomes surprisingly small, like really small. You cannot see it, you cannot feel it, because your circle of friends is getting smaller and smaller and smaller until you have a circle of one. The meaning in life grows when you start helping others. If you really want to help others, you're going to feel better. I promise. I know it's also the lesson of the Bible, Jesus, that he says, do unto others what you want them to do to you. Do good deeds. It's a duty. It's the tax you pay for living on earth. You cannot go only and be selfish. What if 100% of all people were selfish? We would sit separate in each maybe little one-bedroom apartment and be the effing best on the planet. I know I'm better than everyone else and everybody else has to pay me. What if 8 billion people was like that? Do you think that would be nice? No. Helping others stabilizes the system. Meaning grows when you start helping people. Like, I go to the gym, and if I see an obese person coming there maybe for the first time, if I have the chance, and I sometimes try to create that chance, I go over and say, you know what? It's very encouraging to see you here. Thank you for coming. Just promise yourself one thing, and I promise you that it will work. Never give up. Never miss. Keep going. Keep fighting. It takes time, but promise yourself you'll come again tomorrow. Promise yourself that we see you next week, that we, regulars, see you next month. Promise yourself that, and you will see results. What did it cost me to say it? I mean, why not? Why not help others? I mean, I become a little more happy when I go and encourage another person. I have done it to people, and you know, I had one experience once, and I was with 3 of my other buddies, and we were, you know, being assholes with big muscles and doing something, working out. And there was this little girl, woman, mother, coming and sitting in a lat pull machine. You know, she was really feeling awkward. And yes, she looked like an apple on legs. She had that figure, right? But what I saw was a woman who struggled more than anyone else to come there that day. I'm telling you, her door was like breaking out of a bank that was closed from the inside, breaking out of the mold she was sitting in. Going to that gym, knowing she didn't fit in, knowing she didn't know what she was doing, knowing that she looked how she looked. She's not blind. And there we were. And I told her, listen, I'm proud of you today. Not these three assholes over there. We're just bastards. I mean, if we don't go here, we don't have anywhere else to go. I mean, my backpack, my gym bag was packed 6 years ago. How special is it for me to go today or tomorrow? It's not special, but for you, I respect you and I admire you because you came here today fighting. She started to tearing up. She walked away and I was like, okay, sorry. A minute later, I noticed that she was talking to a man at the other end of the gym. A minute later, the man comes up to me and says, hey, can I talk to you? Yes, sir. Is everything all right? Thank you. He gave me his hand. For what? For encouraging my wife. What did I do? You said you respected her for coming today, that you acknowledged her fight for me trying to get her out of the door for 3 weeks. She didn't want to go with me to the gym. And then she comes and she meets you and you acknowledge her and you respect her. But I do. Thank you, sir. You know what happened? We became personal friends. Beautiful. She started crying because it was happy tears of recognition. Someone saw her. And I tell you, she started losing weight, she got in shape. How beautiful. I got happy, she got happy, her husband got happy. The thing is, the nervous system regulates faster when we move away from just surviving into contribution mode. You become more happy, they become more happy, everybody is contributing positive to something. Your nervous system gradually down-regulates. You go from sympathetic into parasympathetic. I call it parasympathetic. Like imagine you jump out of an airplane that is flying, not standing on the ground, an airplane, and you jump out and your adrenaline is skyrocket high, like wow, you're falling down. Then that's the sympathetic nervous system. Now you pull the plug, the parachute opens, now you're in the parasympathetic nervous system. You can relax. The parachute folded out. Now I can just drift down to the ground and enjoy the view. Helping others stabilizes your own system, their system also. Becoming a master of anything, mastery comes quietly. Over time, our friend Weatherman Phil, he becomes more calm, of course. He's helping others. He becomes more skilled. And he develops a very certain thing here, patience. And with that, I mean, that's not clearly stated in the movie, but I know it from so many other personal experiences. Humility, humbleness, right? He stops trying to escape the day. He starts improving it. He does a little good deed every day. So when you stop fighting the moment, you know what's going to happen? You gain control of it. The lesson for you on this one is mastery is invisible until all of a sudden it isn't. Sorry. When you become very good at something, the learning curve, it's like we call it like this, it's like a hockey stick curve, right? You're learning, nothing happens. Then you break a point on the curve and all of a sudden you're mastering the system. I go back to gym because that's a big part of my life. With the diet, in the beginning you're struggling. You don't feel you can get your favorite 12 cinnamon buns a day. It's hard, but you learn to master, to go down to 11, to 10, and now you're down to 1 a day. Maybe later you're down to 1 every second day. You can have your cinnamon bun, of course you can, they taste lovely. Same with the gym. You go to gym, you don't know what you're doing. You're trying to, I don't feel anything. 6 months in, you start to feel something. You start to look like something. Mastery is invisible until all of a sudden it isn't. I'm the old gym dad in gym. I'm the old dude who looks like I lifted a weight or two. The young dads come to me and say, I have this, do you have an idea? It's mastery built over years of trial and error. So when you go into this mode, the nervous system stops resisting the pain signals and begins reorganizing them, meaning the system settles down, right? When the nervous system stops resisting the pain from trying to be better. I want to go back to being an asshole. All of a sudden, no, I have a desire to become a different, more positive person. And then the system settles into that, and I promise you, it is visible down to the DNA level. You see, the resistance in you to become whatever better person amplifies the noise in you. But when you start to adapt, it builds a better capacity because you have more space in your head. When you start to live healthier, you will have more brain capacity. It's a proven fact from MRI brain scans. The thing is, you can't see these things as a big change. It comes a little by little. You feel better. You feel more motivated. You feel a little more surplus in your life. And it will change you. And it does for everybody. You see, for Phil, the exit only came after he changed. Remember, we started with you cannot run away and expect a new city to be better because you bring your asshole with you. We say, like I said, we said in Danish, the dog moves with you. Phil's time loop only broke after he truly changed his character. It didn't change because he wanted to change. You don't start looking killer good physical body because you want it to. It is becoming what you're becoming. You become the new thing by training. Just really, really keep doing it. The power of endurance. Keep doing it. So for Phil, it was not like when he found out, this is the trick to it. That didn't change anything because he could have chosen to stay in the old version. But it was when he became a different person. Then all of a sudden he woke up, February 3rd, right? So what you should learn from this is that the door to freedom, the door to health, the door to wealth, the door to all these things, it opens after the transformation. Not before, not during. You have to become first the one you want to become. And you have to learn the lesson. You have to walk the walk. You have to do the good deeds. You have to do it consistently to become the new version of that you aim to be. You have to help. It doesn't, if I go down to the shopping mall or whatever and hold the door for an old lady today, does that make me a better person? Because I did one good deed? What if I did it consistently? And one thing I try, I'm not perfect, right? But let me tell you, when I walk over one of the zebra crossings, the pedestrian walk, we have a 4-lane road down here, and it can be quite troublesome if you have an old lady, an old man with a rollator, it's in Finnish winter and so on. It can be very difficult for them to get over. You know what I do? Every time I see it, I walk very slowly next to them. And I'm a big dude with my gym bag, right? I walk between her and the oncoming traffic, or him. We take the time it takes, and I look at the cars. I nod thank you. And you can see them fuming because they would like to just speed. The big dude is protecting the old lady. I don't know her. I don't know him. I don't know that he's handicapped or whatever it is. People in need. A young mother with 2 children, one in a carriage and one walking beside her. It's a small deed, but I really try to do it every time. You could do the same. What does it cost you? I just say, have a nice day when I walk away. Oh, thank you, sir. I made her day better. What does it cost me? 0. So you see, your life problems, they can disappear, but you have to outgrow them. Yeah, you don't know anything about pain. Oh, believe me, honey, I do. And I outgrew them because I changed, and over time, my body changed with it. My mind changed with it because I wanted and I needed. I paid the price and I made the change. So many chronic patterns, chronic pains and so, they resolve when the nervous system no longer needs the protective strategy. What if the pain in your lower back, your shoulder, or your neck, or wherever is a protective mechanism because you're stuck in a loop? What if it's your inner body trying to tell you, hey, there's a problem here, and it comes out as a physical pain? You see, the body lets go of most of its pain when it feels safe. Do you feel safe? If not, think about it. So the movie Groundhog Day isn't really about time travel. It's about the loop most of us live in. Same thoughts, same reactions, same habits, different calendar date, same internal problem. And the way out of the hamster wheel, or to break the mold, it's not to escape it. People say, I want to escape the rat race. How about evolving? How about you evolve from that? It's not escape, it's evolution.